Hey everyone, this is Matt coming at you with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my review on this week's issue of The Walking Dead, issue number 166. So this has been a very long awaited issue for me, having to wait 1 month to find out what happens next. If you don't remember what happened, in the last issue, Andrea got bit at the end, which left a huge cliffhanger for us readers. And in this issue, hopefully we'll be able to find out if that was a true bite mark or not. So without further ado, let's go right ahead and jump right into this. So it seems like it picks up where it left off last issue. Andrea tells that, yeah, I know I got bit, and it doesn't matter right now. We need to lead the herd of zombies, or sorry, walkers, all the way to the ocean like they planned originally. So, skipping a few pages, next that you see is Sherry and her group of saviors holding captive Dwight and Heath and the rest of the group from Alexandria. And Rick is just stunned by this, being like, what the hell is this? And I just want to point out in this funny scene right here, it shows Sherry's like, what is he doing here? Like, she realizes that he sees Negan in the crowd, and he's just like randomly, hi everyone, you know, I missed you so much, you know. And I just thought that was pretty funny right there. And then skipping right along, they're pretty much at gunpoint with each other with two groups. Dwight tells Rick, you know, we gotta take him out, you know, we gotta do this. And you can tell that this hurts Dwight emotionally, as you can see with the tear. He doesn't want to, but it seems like he wants this to happen. And finally, turning to the next page, Rick is just like, stop, this is, you know, enough, you know, lower your weapons. And, you know, eventually they do that. You know, they see reason to this. And so finally, Rick makes the decision to Sherry, is like, look, I want you and I to talk, no one else comes. And Sherry agrees on that. So jumping right into the next page, they pretty much, you know, sit down, talk, you know, asking, oh, do you want some tea? It's like, no, I would not, you know. And, you know, Rick is like, okay then, Sherry, let's get started. And from there, you know, Rick and Sherry are talking, negotiating, seeing what they can do, how we can stop this conflict. And Sherry in this panel right here pretty much tells Rick, I want out. We don't want to be part of your little club anymore. We don't want to communicate with you. We don't want to provide resources for you. We don't want to be pulled into any of your conflict. And she's going on explaining this to Rick. You know, that she doesn't want anything to do with Rick and his community or other communities whatsoever. She just wants to be in her own little world, own community with the rest of her group. And here's the thing, I do agree with Sherry's decision. I do understand where she's coming from. My only problem with this, within the next few pages, she kind of like makes the situation worse. Like, it's like it doesn't end there. Like Rick, you know, they just keep talking about the situation where it's like, if I was Rick, I'd be like, after hearing Sherry's, you know, what she wants, pretty much Sherry doesn't want to be involved anymore, and that's fine, you know. If I was Rick, I'd be like, okay, will that get you guys to stop? Will that get you guys to leave? And if that was true, then, you know, that's how it would make the deal, but it just keeps going. That's what I kind of have a problem with this right here. It's like, they keep talking and talking, and eventually it just gets out of hand. And going right into the next page, it really does. As you can see, Sherry pretty much just flips over the table, and she's just like, why aren't you scared of me? You know, I'm not fucking around. And Rick is just, you know, he's stunned by this, he's just confused, and eventually it gets even way more out of hand. Turning to the next page, they're just hitting each other, Sherry slaps Rick constantly. You hear me? It's over, you know, between, you know, the two groups. And then they start getting into a fight. Well, Sherry's putting more of a fight than Rick. He's pretty much just trying to defend himself. And it comes right here to where, like, she pins him down and trying to force choke him. You know, and you can see that he's really getting choked by this. Then the next huge thing, which this next page over here, Rick pushes Sherry. Somehow she, you know, lands her neck on top of the, I think it's a table. She bashes her head on the table just by that push, and next thing you know it looks like Sherry's dead, and I'm pretty sure she is, just by in this next page right here. You see the blood, you know, behind her, and she, like, two things. One, you see the blood behind her head, which means she probably bashed her skull. And then just the neck formation looks like she broke her neck as well. Or snapped it, I should say. So, it just, for me, what confuses me, it's like, this is probably a dumb thing, but, like, I don't think you could die, like, depending how hard he pushed, like, is that possible? Could you die from that, really? Just by, like, say if I push someone next to a wooden table, like, depending on the impact of that, it just kind of confuses me. Like, I'm sure you could die that way, but just by that push, I would think, like, if anything, yeah, you could get injured pretty bad, but, like, I don't know about death, especially if it was a snap in the neck as well. I'm not sure about that. You know, leave your comments down below, let me know the situation, see if you guys agree with me or not about this, or explain to me about it. But anyways, going right along, you know, it seems like it's confirmed that, you know, Sherry is dead, and because of this, because it's just Rick and Sherry alone, there's no witnesses, so people from the Saviors could accuse him of actually killing it. Supposedly, maybe people in Alexandria too, but here's the thing. They know, like, before this, you know, outside, the Saviors were threatening to kill Alexandria and the group as well. So, you know, clearly, like, the people in Alexandria would believe Rick, what would happen. Like, they know him. So, I wouldn't be too worried about this scenario, even though it seems like Robert Kirkman might be heading in that direction with this situation, but we'll have to find out within the next issue. So within this next page right here, we see Andrea coming out of nowhere, being the first one to see this, and telling her, Rick, is she dead? And Rick just explaining to her, it was an accident. And so then, like, obviously, I would assume that Andrea would believe Rick with this scenario. And next thing you know it, she's just walking funny, she trips. She looks like she's, you know, like, can't stand as much anymore, and Rick is just telling him, like, Andrea. And Andrea's telling him, sorry, I lost my balance there. And pretty much within this last page right here, you see Rick and Andrea just holding each other. And just the last thing that she says to him is, well, Rick says, are you okay? Andrea pauses for the moment and then tells Rick, not really, no. This was a good ending. It was, I mean, it's a cliffhanger technically, but it wasn't a big one like it was with last issue. But it seems like after reading this comic issue, it seems like it might be confirmed that she was actually bit. Because how you can tell is, one, when she's walking, she's just, you know, wobbling, she faints, she's sweating as well. You can see the sweat marks on her forehead. And yeah, just clearly on her forehead. And normally whenever you get bit, this what happens, what causes it is the fact that, you know, you'll get a huge fever, you'll tend to sweat constantly, and then eventually, you know, you just turn into the walker. So I think I'm gonna say this, I think she really did got bit. You know, she got bit, and she's probably gonna die for sure. I'm gonna say I'm 90% sure that she's gonna die. I don't want her to die, like I said in the last video, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. So, I think she got bit. You know, I think it's a confirmed thing that she got bit. One thing for sure, I'm pretty sure, like, Sherry's dead for sure. So, you know, I'm going to say this was a very good issue. I really loved reading this. I'm finally glad we, you know, got the conclusion of this to see, like, if it was a bite mark or not. If you guys still think it's not a bite mark, again, leave your comments below. You know, I love to hear other people's opinions on this, and, you know, some people may agree that maybe, you know, yes, she did got bit, and then another argument people will say that, oh, well, the reason why Andrea's sweating, you know, so hard and she's tired is because she was in a long battle against the walkers, you know, that's gonna tire you out. And I could see that too, but, you know, I'm still on my side on this, thinking that she got bit. So, you know, overall, this was a very good comic issue. As a score goes, I would probably give this, I'm gonna give this like an 8 out of 10 because there was a lot in this. You know, there was, you know, exciting things, you know, like we had a character death, we had a lot of battling and awesome things going on in here. It wasn't Like, there was dialogue, but not as much dialogue as like some Walking Dead issues are. Like, there was more intense situations going on in this issue, so that's why I would give this 8 out of 10. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that review. Please like and subscribe for more content, and until then, I will catch you guys later. Peace.